Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, fascinating world of one of the most talked about and highly sought after coins in American numismatics, the legendary United States Washington quarter dollar from the year 1965. Yes, you heard that right. A seemingly ordinary quarter that could actually be worth a small fortune. So grab your magnifying glasses, hold on to your coin collections, and pay close attention because this video might just change the way you look at your spare change forever. Now, let's take a moment to understand why the 1965 Washington quarter stands out among millions of other coins. At first glance, this quarter might seem like any other. A simple piece of everyday currency that we've all handled without a second thought. But once you uncover the history, the hidden errors, and the jaw-dropping values attached to this coin, you'll never look at it the same way again. The 1965 quarter comes from a very unique and transitional time in U.S. coinage history. Prior to 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. But starting that very year, the U.S. Mint shifted to a copper-nickel-clad composition, marking a major change that would alter the course of coin production permanently, and here's where the magic begins. During this transition, several rare errors were accidentally minted, mistakes that turned ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. Some of these 1965 quarters were struck on silver planchets left over from 1964, making them not only historically significant, but also incredibly rare. Imagine holding a 1965 quarter that's not supposed to exist in silver. This is the kind of discovery that makes collectors' hearts race and auctions explode with excitement. These silver planchet errors can be identified by their distinct weight and color. Real silver quarters weigh slightly more than their clad counterparts and give off a richer, more brilliant shine when tilted under the light, but that's not all. There are even more errors that add to the mystique and immense value of the 1965 Washington quarter. Double-die obverse, off-center strikes, and broad-struck coins are among the other highly prized minting anomalies that elevate this coin to the top tier of collector demand. Double-die obverse errors are particularly captivating. When the design is stamped twice at slightly different angles, it creates a shadow-like doubling effect, often seen in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If you spot this on your 1965 quarter, you might just be holding onto a coin that is far more than pocket change. Collectors around the globe are constantly searching for these rare gems, and the excitement in the coin community is electric whenever a new discovery is made. One of the reasons this coin has become so desirable is because it's one of the few modern-era coins with real hidden treasure potential. That's right, most coins from the 1960s are common, but the 1965 quarter breaks that pattern with a spectacular twist that could reward sharp-eyed collectors in a big way. And with the rise of online marketplaces and collector forums, it has never been easier to get your coin evaluated, appraised, and possibly even auctioned to the highest bidder. In fact, in recent years, a 1965 Washington quarter struck on a silver planchet shocked the numismatic world by reaching an unbelievable sale price at auction. The winning bid soared into six-figure territory, demonstrating just how rare and desirable this coin has become to serious collectors and investors alike. These kinds of sales aren't just stories, they are documented transactions that prove how valuable this coin truly is in the right condition and with the right features. So it's time to check your drawers, dig through your change jars, and inspect your childhood coin folders, because one lucky find could turn your day around in the blink of an eye. And here's the grand finale you've been waiting for. A pristine 1965 Washington quarter with the right error, particularly one struck on a 90% silver planchet, has been known to fetch an astonishing $200,000 at auction. Yes, $200,000 for a single quarter. That's a life-changing amount of money hidden inside a 25-cent piece, waiting to be discovered by someone just like you. So tell us, have you ever come across a 1965 Washington quarter that seemed a little different? Have you checked its weight, listened to its ring, or inspected the details up close? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories, see your finds, and help you identify if you might have a rare coin in your collection. Second rare coin, We're diving into a piece of American history that many people overlook every day, the incredible United States Washington quarter dollar from the year 1973. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter, something you'd toss in a vending machine or drop into your change jar without a second thought. But what if I told you that hiding in your spare change could be a coin worth a small fortune? That's right, today's video is going to uncover the secrets, errors, and rare features of the 1973 Washington quarter that could make it one of the most valuable coins you'll ever come across. Now, the Washington quarter has been a staple in American pockets since 1932, but the 1973 edition has a special place in the world of coin collecting. This year was part of a fascinating era for the U.S. Mint, full of experimentation, technological shifts, and, yes, minting errors that slipped through undetected. While millions of 1973 quarters were produced for circulation, only a tiny fraction of them carry the kinds of rare mistakes that make collectors sit up and pay attention. These rare variants have become the ultimate prize for numismatists, and the hunt for a flawless or error-marked 1973 quarter is more exciting now than ever before. Let's talk about what makes certain 1973 quarters so rare and valuable. One of the most sought-after varieties is the off-metal strike, where the coin is accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. Imagine finding a quarter that's lighter or smaller than usual, or has a strange color or metallic tone to it. These off-metal errors are extremely scarce and often fetch incredibly high prices at auction. Other rare varieties include double-die obverse coins, where parts of the design appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. If you look closely at the words Liberty or In God We Trust and see a faint shadow or duplicate lettering, you might just be holding a true gem. Collectors are also drawn to full strike, high-grade examples of the 1973 Washington quarter, especially those that have been graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Coins in this condition are extremely rare because most quarters from that era were used heavily in daily commerce, making pristine examples hard to find. A coin with sharp details, original mint luster, and no wear or contact marks is the holy grail for serious collectors and can command serious money on the market. These aren't just coins, they're historical artifacts frozen in time, and their value continues to grow as more collectors join the hunt. What makes the 1973 Washington quarter even more exciting is its growing presence in major auctions and private sales. In recent years, several extraordinary examples have surfaced with unexpected errors and ultra-high grades, sparking bidding wars and capturing the attention of collectors worldwide. There was even a verified case where a 1973 quarter struck on a silver planchet, something that shouldn't have existed in that year, was sold for a staggering sum at auction. These rare mistakes are like hidden treasures from the past, waiting to be discovered by sharp-eyed enthusiasts just like you. So how can you tell if your 1973 quarter is worth something special? First, check its weight. Standard quarters from 1973 should weigh about 5.67 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, you could be dealing with an off-metal strike. Next, examine the edges. Quarters from 1973 should have a copper-nickel sandwich edge, but if the edge looks solid silver or has an unusual appearance, that could be a huge red flag that your coin is rare. And finally, take a good, close look at the lettering, numbers, and portrait. Any doubling, unusual spacing, or odd textures might point to a valuable error that boosts your coin's worth dramatically. Now for the most exciting part, the potential value. If you're lucky enough to own a 1973 Washington quarter with a major mint error, or in near-perfect uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a coin worth a jaw-dropping $130,000. Yes, you heard that right, $130,000 for a single quarter that might be sitting in your collection or hiding in your change right now. So, take a moment, dig through your old coins, and look closely at any 1973 Washington quarters you come across. You never know what treasure you might be holding in your hands. And we want to hear from you. Have you ever found a 1973 quarter that looked unusual or different from the rest? Drop your stories in the comments below and share your discoveries with the coin collecting community. Third expensive coin. We're shining the spotlight on a coin that's often underestimated, but has taken the numismatic world by storm, the 1984p Washington quarter dollar. This might look like just another quarter from your pocket, but don't let its appearance fool you. The 1984p quarter could be one of the most valuable coins in your collection, and today, we're going to show you exactly why. The 1984 Washington quarter, minted in Philadelphia as indicated by the P mint mark, was produced during a time when billions of coins were entering circulation across the United States. While most of them were used and forgotten in everyday transactions, a select few from that year were minted with unexpected and rare errors that now make them incredibly valuable and extremely desirable to collectors. What sets this coin apart isn't just its age, but the incredible minting mistakes that turned a common quarter into a collector's dream. That's the kind of magic that makes coin collecting so exciting, finding something rare in a place you least expect it. One of the standout reasons the 1984p quarter has gained fame is because of its dramatic die errors, especially the double die obverse and reverse types. These errors occur when the coin's design is imprinted more than once, but slightly off-center, creating a shadow-like doubling on key features like the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even the date itself. If you notice unusual thickness or ghost-like outlines around these letters or numbers, don't ignore it. It could be the sign of a highly rare and valuable coin hiding in plain sight. These double die errors are so distinct and well-known among collectors that they instantly boost the appeal and price of any coin that features them. Another type of error that has made the 1984p quarter extremely popular is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted dramatically. The more severe the off-center strike, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the more desirable the coin becomes. Collectors love these unique mistakes because each one is like a fingerprint. No two are exactly alike. These aren't flaws. They're rare variations that turn ordinary coins into museum-worthy pieces of history. Beyond the striking errors, condition plays a massive role in determining the value of your 1984p quarter. Coins that have been carefully preserved, never entered circulation, or have been graded as mint state 67 or higher by respected grading services like PCGS or NGC are worth far more than those with visible wear. The luster, strike quality, and lack of blemishes can all push a coin into a higher value bracket, and that's why serious collectors are constantly hunting for the cleanest, sharpest examples out there. If your 1984 quarter looks especially crisp and shiny, don't spend it. Get it examined by a professional, because it might be something truly special. In recent years, we've seen incredible sales and auctions of these error quarters, especially those with dramatic doubling or striking issues. One collector's discovery of a 1984p quarter with a bold double die obverse and pristine condition sparked intense bidding and ended with a jaw-dropping final sale price. These coins don't just trade hands, they make headlines in the collector community, turning lucky finds into remarkable success stories. Every year, as more collectors enter the market and demand for rare error coins rises, the value of exceptional examples continues to climb higher and higher, and now for the moment you've all been waiting for. If you're fortunate enough to own a 1984p Washington quarter dollar with significant mint errors, especially a strong double die or a perfectly preserved off-center strike, and it's in top-tier condition, your coin could be worth as much as $80,000. That's right, $80,000 from a single quarter that might be sitting in your pocket or collection right now. So what are you waiting for? Go check your coin jars, dig through your old collections, and take a closer look at every 1984p quarter you can find. You might be just one coin away from discovering a true treasure. If you've ever come across a 1984 quarter that looks unusual, or if you have any questions about your own coin finds, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories and help you on your collecting journey. Especially, we're diving deep into the thrilling world of American coinage to uncover the secrets of one of the most overlooked, yet incredibly valuable coins out there, the United States Washington quarter dollar from the year 1967. Now, before you shrug it off as just another old quarter, let me stop you right there. This coin is anything but ordinary. Behind its familiar design lies a fascinating story filled with rarity, hidden errors, and a shocking price tag that could leave you speechless. So sit tight, listen closely, and let's explore why this 1967 quarter might just be the key to a collector's jackpot. The 1967 Washington quarter comes from a time of great change in U.S. coinage history. Just 2 years earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in dimes and quarters, shifting instead to a copper-nickel-clad composition. But what makes the 1967 quarter so interesting is how it falls right in the middle of that transitional period, when coin production was booming and the mint was pushing out billions of coins for circulation. To manage the overwhelming demand, the Mint even skipped producing proof coins for collectors between 1965 and 1967. That means no proof versions of the 1967 quarter were officially released, which makes certain types of these coins incredibly rare and desirable today. What makes this particular coin truly stand out is the presence of rare minting errors that slipped past quality control during this high production time. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse, where the image or lettering on the front of the coin is stamped twice by accident, creating a shadow-like doubling effect. Look carefully at the word Liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," or the date 1967. If you notice a slight doubling or thickened letters, don't overlook it. You may be looking at a rare variety worth serious money. Collectors prize these double die coins because they are the result of a minting mistake that should never have happened. Another thrilling variation is the rare off-metal strike. During this period, a few 1967 quarters were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for other denominations, like nickels or foreign coins. These off-metal strikes result in quarters that are the wrong size, color, or weight, and those unusual traits can dramatically raise a coin's value. If your 1967 quarter feels lighter or heavier than normal, or it doesn't quite look like a typical copper-nickel coin, it's worth getting it examined by a professional. These coins are extremely rare and represent a small group of minting anomalies that collectors are desperate to add to their collections. Even more exciting are the off-center strikes and broad-struck errors, where the coin is not perfectly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear off-balance or stretched. Some of these errors are so dramatic that the coin looks warped or incomplete, yet the date and key details are still visible. These eye-catching errors not only make the coin rare, they make it a conversation piece and a highlight in any serious collector's portfolio. The more dramatic and visible the error, the higher the value, and the more collectors are willing to compete for it. Now let's talk condition. A 1967 quarter in high-grade, uncirculated condition is already worth far more than face value, but when you combine that with one of these rare minting errors, the coin's value skyrockets. Coins that have been graded by PCGS or NGC as MS 67 or higher, especially those with error classifications, are in high demand. These coins are extremely hard to find because most 1967 quarters entered circulation immediately and were used heavily, making mint condition examples with errors incredibly rare today. To give you an idea of just how serious the market is for these coins, there have been multiple auction records for 1967 quarters with rare errors or in pristine condition. In collector circles, these coins are treated like hidden treasures, unexpected pieces of history that survived against the odds. When one of these coins appears for sale, the buzz spreads fast. Bidders compete fiercely, driving the price up as the demand continues to grow year after year. And now for the most exciting part, the value. If you're lucky enough to own a 1967 Washington quarter that features a major minting error like a double die or off-metal strike, and it's in exceptional condition, you could be holding a coin worth an astonishing $100,000. That's right, $100,000 for a coin that many people overlook every day. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coin jars, your old collections, or that stash of change you've had sitting in the drawer for years. You could be just one coin away from an incredible discovery. And if you find something unusual, maybe a strange edge, an odd weight, or a double image, don't hesitate to get it appraised. You might be sitting on a treasure without even knowing it. Next coin, we're talking about none other than the 1990p United States Washington quarter dollar. Yes, that's right. The quarter that may have passed through your hands hundreds of times could actually be one of the rarest and most valuable pieces in modern coinage. So grab your magnifying glasses, open up your old coin jars, and pay close attention, because what we're about to uncover might just blow your mind. The 1990p Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when billions of quarters were being produced. As a result, most people assume quarters from this era are too common to hold any real value. But that's exactly what makes this story so exciting. Because hidden among these ordinary-looking coins are a select few that possess rare minting errors, and those errors are what turn a 25-cent coin into a collector's dream. This isn't just a piece of currency, it's a modern-day treasure, and it might be hiding in your pocket right now. One of the most talked-about features in the 1990p quarter is the rare off-center strike. These are quarters that were not properly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to appear pushed to one side, sometimes with part of the lettering or even the date missing. These kinds of errors are extremely rare, especially in higher percentages of off-centering. When the misalignment is dramatic and the coin still displays the date and mint mark, it becomes a true collector's prize. These off-center coins are not only unique, they're in high demand and are often featured in auctions and collector showcases. Another major error that gives the 1990p quarter such incredible value is the double die variety. This happens when the coin design is stamped more than once on the same coin but slightly misaligned, causing a visible doubling in the inscriptions. Look closely at the word Liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," or the date 1990. If any of these elements appear thicker, shadowed, or slightly duplicated, you might be looking at a double die error, and that means your coin could be worth far more than face value. These doubling errors are exciting finds, and collectors will pay a premium to add a strong example to their collection. Another known issue with some 1990p quarters involves weak strikes or broad struck errors. A weak strike occurs when the coin wasn't pressed firmly enough, leaving details that are soft or incomplete. While this can happen occasionally, what makes a weak strike valuable is when it's paired with other rare characteristics, like a perfectly centered, uncirculated coin, or unusual metal tones that result from planchet flaws. Broad-struck errors, on the other hand, happen when the coin is struck without the retaining collar that shapes its edges, causing it to expand and appear stretched. These broad-struck coins have an eye-catching look that sets them apart from the rest, but what truly makes these coins explode in value is their condition. A 1990p quarter that contains a rare error and has been professionally graded in mint state 65, 66, or higher by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC becomes incredibly valuable. These coins are nearly flawless, with original luster, no signs of wear, and sharp strike details. The better the condition, the higher the price. That's why collectors are constantly on the lookout for not only error coins, but ones in top-tier condition that can stand out in a competitive market. In recent years, the buzz surrounding rare 1990p quarters has only grown stronger. Collectors have paid thousands of dollars at auction for error varieties that once sat unnoticed in someone's pocket change or coin album. One recent sale involved a 1990p quarter with a dramatic off-center strike and strong detail, which ended in a bidding war between collectors eager to add it to their collection. These aren't just isolated events. These sales are proof that modern quarters with rare features are in huge demand, and that demand is growing by the day. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. If you happen to have a 1990p Washington quarter with one of these rare minting errors, especially a strong double die or a dramatic off-center strike, and it's in exceptional, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a single quarter that you might already own without even realizing its value, so don't wait another second. Go check your change jars, revisit your childhood coin collection, and inspect every 1990p quarter you can find. Look for doubling, check for off-center designs, and take note of unusual surfaces or missing elements. And if you think you've found something special, get it authenticated and graded. You never know when a simple 25-cent coin could turn into a life-changing discovery. Now, we're talking about the 1997p United States Washington quarter dollar. This quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, might look ordinary at first glance, but don't be fooled. A rare few carry unique features and minting errors that have turned them into gold mines for collectors. If you have one of these in your collection or stumble across one, you could be looking at a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's take a look at why the 1997 P quarter is attracting so much attention in the numismatic world. While millions of these quarters were produced, the real value lies in the mistakes that slipped past the mint's quality control, those rare and beautiful errors that transform a common coin into a high-value collectible. And trust me, these errors aren't just technical oddities, they're works of art. Frozen moments in minting history that are now in massive demand from serious collectors across the globe. One of the most exciting errors found in the 1997 P quarter is the double die obverse, where the design was accidentally stamped twice in slightly different positions. This error is usually visible in areas like the word Liberty, In God We Trust, and sometimes even the date itself. If you look closely and notice a doubling effect, almost like a ghost image behind the original lettering, then don't ignore it. That's not damage. That's a highly sought-after variety that collectors are eager to pay top dollar for. The bolder the doubling, the higher the value. Another valuable and rare mistake seen in some 1997 P quarters is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to appear off balance or even cut off at the edge. Some examples are so off-center that nearly a third of the coin is blank, yet the date and mint mark remain visible, which is crucial for collector appeal. These off-center coins aren't considered flawed, they're considered special. Each one is completely unique, and the more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. There's also been significant buzz around broad-struck coins from 1997. A broad strike occurs when a coin is struck without the retaining color, allowing the metal to expand beyond its normal shape. These coins look wider or flatter than usual, and they catch the eye instantly. When combined with a strong strike and visible details, a broad-struck quarter becomes a centerpiece for any error coin collection. And with the growing number of collectors specializing in error coins, demand for these kinds of pieces is only getting stronger. Condition is everything in the coin world, and the 1997 P quarter is no exception. A coin in average circulated condition may hold minor interest, but a mint state coin with an error, now that's what changes the game entirely. Coins graded MS 65 or higher by PCGS or NGC, especially those with rare error varieties, are fetching serious money in today's market. That's why collectors are scouring their old change and forgotten coin rolls, hoping to uncover a flawless specimen with just the right flaw. Over the past few years, we've seen multiple auctions where rare error quarters from the 1990s, including the 1997 P, have made waves. Collectors and investors alike are placing high bids on coins that once sat unnoticed in coin jars and desk drawers. One memorable auction saw a 1997 P quarter with a prominent double die and exceptional condition ignite a bidding war that left collectors stunned and eager for more. These aren't just sales, they're moments that validate the excitement and passion behind the hunt for rare coins. And now comes the exciting part, the potential value. If you are lucky enough to have a 1997 P Washington quarter with a rare minting error like a double die, a dramatic off-center strike, or a sharp broad strike, and it's in high mint state condition, your coin could be worth an eye-popping $40,000. Yes, you heard that right, $40,000 for a coin that originally had a face value of just 25 cents. So now it's your turn. Check your coin collections, search those old coin jars, and don't overlook any 1997 P quarter you come across. Look carefully for unusual details, strange lettering, or misaligned designs. If something seems different, trust your instinct and have it evaluated. You could be holding onto a rare piece of American history worth thousands. Last unique coin, we explore a coin that has stunned numismatists and treasure hunters alike, the 1966 United States Washington quarter dollar. You may have seen hundreds of these quarters in your lifetime, but only a rare few hold secrets that could turn them from pocket change into life-changing treasures. Yes, this unassuming coin, struck during a fascinating period of US history, is now being recognized for its hidden value, rare minting errors, and massive collector appeal. You'll want to stay with us until the very end, because what we reveal about this coin's worth could blow your mind. Let's begin by stepping back in time. The year 1966 was a pivotal one in US coinage. It was right in the middle of the Great Coinage Transition. The United States had just stopped using silver in dimes and quarters the year before. To help ease the public's concern over the disappearance of silver, the US Mint made some critical changes to the production process. One of those changes was the temporary suspension of mint marks. So yes, the 1966 quarter has no mint mark, whether it was minted in Philadelphia or Denver. This might seem minor, but in the collecting world, it's a key detail that adds mystery and uniqueness to this coin story. But what truly sets the 1966 Washington quarter apart are the rare errors and minting anomalies that make specific examples of this coin worth a fortune. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse. This is where the design was struck twice onto the same coin in slightly different positions. If you look closely at the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or the date 1966, and you notice slight shadowing or doubling of the letters, that's not where it could be a valuable double die. These coins are incredibly rare, and collectors actively seek them out because of how distinct and dramatic the doubling can appear. Another valuable error on some 1966 quarters is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't perfectly centered during minting, leading to part of the design being shifted or cut off. Some of these coins are 10%, 20%, or even 40% off-center, making them look visually stunning and highly unique. A well-preserved off-center 1966 quarter with full details and the date intact is an instant favorite for error collectors, and prices can climb significantly based on the percentage of misalignment and overall condition. But we're not stopping there. Some collectors have even found 1966 quarters struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally minted on a coin blank meant for another denomination, like a dime. These off-metal strikes are extremely rare and can be identified by differences in size, weight, or coloration. Imagine finding a Washington quarter that's smaller than usual or made from a different metal. This could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery with astonishing value in the collector's market. Now let's talk condition, which is everything in the world of numismatics. Most 1966 quarters were heavily circulated, used daily across the country, making pristine examples very difficult to find. But when a 1966 quarter appears in mint state condition, especially MS65 and above, the value increases dramatically. Combine that with a dramatic mint error, and you've got a coin that serious collectors will compete fiercely to own. Coins that have been professionally graded by PCGS or NGC and preserved in top-tier condition are considered the cream of the crop, and they attract strong demand at auctions and private sales alike. Over the years, 1966 quarters with notable errors and exceptional condition have made waves in the numismatic world. In multiple high-profile sales, collectors have paid thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, for standout examples. The excitement over these coins continues to grow as more people discover the thrill of hunting for valuable errors in what seems like everyday change. The 1966 quarter, once considered ordinary, is now one of the hidden stars of modern coinage collecting, and here's the jaw-dropping finale. If you happen to come across a 1966 Washington quarter with a rare mint error, such as a bold double die, dramatic off-center strike, or off-metal planchet, and it is in superb uncirculated condition, that coin could be worth an incredible $150,000. Yes, you heard that right, $150,000 for a coin that people once dropped into vending machines without a second thought, so don't wait another moment. Go check your coin jars, your old family collections, and those rolls of quarters you've been saving. Look for any signs of doubling, off-center designs, unusual colors, or strange sizes. What might seem like a small flaw to the untrained eye could be the very thing that makes your coin one of the most valuable pieces in your collection, and we want to hear from you. Have you ever come across a 1966 quarter with strange or unusual features? Do you have questions about how to identify mint errors or where to get your coins graded? Let us know in the comments below. We love connecting with fellow collectors, and helping you uncover hidden gems. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more exciting coin content, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another discovery. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune.